Hello again, I'm back. So I just took a little moment to think. I was going to carry on the route, but I decided to turn back now because if I go further on I'm going to hit that main road. There's no point, no place to turn, so I just decided to come back. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to forget to tell you the rest of the story, so I'm just going to tell you now. And so here I am, live again. So in terms of where I got to about most of the bikes, I was on eBay checking the listings, cross-referenced to Bike Radar. Like I said, it's really good. It's got a proper good full database of bike reviews. Definitely recommend looking at it if you're purchasing your bike, and especially if it's second-hand, used, all of that. So I was about to purchase this bike, so I thought, you know what, before I do, let me get a recommendation. Not recommendation really, but let me get a second glance, maybe a second opinion. That's what I mean to say. So I got a second opinion from my colleagues back then, and they all said, yeah, this, you know what, how the hell did you find this bike? So apparently this bike is amazing, but at the time it was anyway. It still is to me. Hiya.
Alright.
Hiya. Bit of congestion here.
No, normally I'll put
Hi there. Alright, thank you. Cheers. So yeah, they was like, this is an amazing bike, you know what, to buy. And it was like 350 quid or something, cheap. I mean, the bike I think brand new would have cost me around 1,500 quid. Hiya. You're right. Hiya, thanks.
Cabby.
There we go. This is the thing about coming this time, so I do usually cycle a lot earlier, but because the time of year, I really like cycling during the day, get as much sunlight as possible. And then I just got bogged down at home. Basically, we started a new Netflix series, and I'm literally watching 5 episodes of it. That's my excuse. It's Netflix. So then they're like, you know what, just purchase bike, so I just got it. Bought it, it was 315, and like I said, brand new, with grand, or something like that, I think it was at the time. So I got it, skeptical still, thinking this bike is going to be a complete lemon, it's going to be crap, I'm not going to understand how to use this bike, because before then I had only ridden, had only ridden on, hiya, cheers mate, I'd only ridden on mountain bikes prior to that. So I'm like, you know what, I need to work out this new riding position, because with like it's a road bike riding position, you've got drops, and so what that means is you've got a more aggressive riding position. As you probably see, I'm kind of leaning forward, and on mountain bikes you're kind of just sitting down really, aren't you? Right, got stuff there. Thank you very much. Cheers. So yeah, I was like, okay, let's get it. So I purchased, I won the auction. Was it an auction or was it buy outright? I can't remember if it was buy outright. If it was the auction version, whatever it was. Basically, got it, secured the deal even, and then took my car, went to go get it, and I got there, and the first thing I asked like an amateur was, where are the pedals? Because it had no pedals. I'm like, all I cared about at that time was, in terms of question, I didn't think about looking at the brake conditions or the conditions of the rims, even the tyres and stuff, and you know whether the chain looked okay or if it needed a new chain. I didn't understand any of that. All I could see was the fact that it had no pedals. I was like, where are the pedals, mate? And he didn't explain to me, so, which I fully understand and appreciate now. But at the time I was completely skeptical, thinking this guy is just chatting BS right now. So he told me, and he explained, which I understand now, is that when you got pedals, it's a very personal thing. So people have, there's so many different types of pedals, and a lot of it varies, because usually when you got a road bike or even a cyclocross, a lot of the riders, a lot of the cyclists use something called clipless pedals. And it's quite a funny name really, because they're not clipless, you actually clipped it, but they're called clipless because the old style of pedals that kind of clip you in were just like a leather band that go across your toes, the toe section of your trainers or whatever you're wearing, your footwear. Whereas clipless pedals don't have those types of clips. The clips are at the bottom, the base, the sole of your footwear, and you have these special cycling shoes, right? So in order for that system to work where you're clipped in, you need to have a certain type of pedal, and that's what he's explaining to me. And there's different types as well. Depending on your footwear, you're going to have the different type of pedal to match, and that's why it didn't come with pedals. So I'm like, okay, fine. So the first task was to purchase the bike, which I got. The second task was to purchase the pedals. Me, again, like I said, I had no clue what I was doing at the time, and I had to just kind of go with my gut, which was the only pedal I know is a flat pedal, a normal pedal as I call it, and that's what I purchased. I didn't go for clipless at the time, I had to purchase some flat pedals. So I got that, got those flat pedals. The guy had assured me that he had serviced the bike, so I didn't need to do that. And to be honest, when I checked it, the chain linked. But I know my amateur novice eye was the one inspecting, but nonetheless it did look in good condition, to be honest, at the time. So I didn't need to service it. So all I had to do is put the pedals on, which I did myself, managed to work it out, put the pedals on, and I think that was like the weekend. So like maybe the Friday night or Saturday evening, I went to get the bike, popped it in the boot, and then got the pedals on that weekend. And literally by the Monday, I was planning to ride into work, my first commuter trip by bike ever. And I planned it out, got my Google Maps, planned out my route. I think at the time Google Maps did not have sorry, pardon me, mind your nose, it is freezing. Can't even feel my nose, it's like cold. Right, here we go, let's go for this. So if you guys want to see, I'm gonna have to stop if I want to show you the view from the road, the cycling road. To be honest, I'll do that another time. So yeah, hopefully you can still hear me because it's quite windy. But Google Maps at the time, I didn't have the cycle feature, so you know how you got different layers in terms of maps, which gives you different kind of details on the routes, being, you know, private chunk roads and stuff, to walking trails, to cycling and stuff. At the time they did not have that, so I had to use a specific site to do that, and it took me ages because it's so, I can't even get a name for it. I do remember having to check Google Maps and then check this other site to see where the cycle routes were in London. So I managed to plan out my route, got my route sorted, which is quite an important bit. So I got my route sorted, ready to go on Monday, and off I went. For the first time, I started cycling all the way home to work, and it took me, I think it took me like no, it must have been longer. Probably took me 40 minutes, I think. I managed to get it down eventually to like 27 minutes, half an hour, once I got used to it. But at first, right, go one straight here. Got a bit of a road merging. There we go. Right, now we're off-road again, which is good. Not safer. So yeah, it took me about 40 minutes. I was in absolute pain all the way because, again, the saddle that was on the bike was specific to, you know, seasoned cyclists, not to someone who had just started out after so many years. And what tends to happen is the saddle tends to be higher. The saddle tends to be a lot firmer. So I was in absolute pain. Oh God, it was nice. I mean, the experience. I remember it being in April, I think it was back then, and it was quite sunny. I remember it being very sunny, so it was a nice day. But I was in pain, so it was a nice ride. But when I stopped and the adrenaline stopped pumping through my veins, I was in agony. So yeah, it was an experience, that's for sure. But to be honest, the whole week was painful. But then I think by the second week or by the third week, I was fine. You just get used to it, isn't it? Your body adapts. You're fine after that. But yeah, so that was my first cycling experience in London. Hiya. Thank you very much. Right. We're going to come up to another junction now. And when we do that, I'm going to flip the camera so you can see my route. Because it's going to be a lot more interesting that way. Oh, yeah. Let's stop here, flip it around. Flip this around now. There guys, thanks for joining on my bike ride. I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see my route. So just to let you know, if you haven't been listening to my ramblings on, I'm in South Birmingham and this is going towards the canal. So in about 5 minutes time you'll see the canal, probably less than that. This section's quite rapid usually, but I must say it's cold today. It's quite cold. My hands are frozen, my nose is frozen, I'll tell you that. But anyway, never mind. So what are you guys doing this Saturday? I've been vegging out this morning anyway. That's why I'm quite late out on this ride. Usually I'm out quite early, but navigation's ahead. Hiya. So I was vegging out watching some Netflix documentary series. I think it's called Firefly Lane. Thank you very much. Firefly Lane. Watched about 5 episodes. I do that a lot, so I start a Netflix series and sometimes I forget the name, even if it's a good one. Just one of those things. Just pay attention. Most of the time because I'm on my phone as well at the same time. Gotta stop that. Yeah. So in terms of cycling around, if you're thinking of taking up cycling, you might not be thinking this month because it's a bit cold, but as we get closer to March, April time, when it starts to get a bit warmer, you might be thinking, you know what, I want to start cycling. First thing I want to say is that's good, well done. I do encourage you to take the step, But what I would say is you need to do your research, especially if you haven't cycled for quite a while. Make sure you get the right gear. So what's really important, right? Obviously, the bike and everything, make sure it suits you, your size and stuff, and that you can adjust your size and get comfortable riding it. That's quite important, but the gear is so much more important, I feel. When I say gear, I mean your PPE. You need to wear a helmet. I know a lot of people, especially when they're fashion conscious, think, wearing a helmet it's not so cool, but you know what? It can save your life. If you drop, and it's very easy to drop on a bike, especially if it's icy or it's a bit wet and your tyres are a bit crap, you're not maintained the tyre level and stuff. Cheers. Then easy slip, have an accident, and you can just bang your head on the side of the curb. And trust me, you don't want to be in that position without a helmet. Right? That's the first thing. The second thing is lights. You need to have some lights. If you just don't know, in darkness, uphill section, one second, need my breath here. Right, there we go. Lovely. That was good clearance. Right, so when I say lights, you need to get lights. Get a decent pair of lights. Make sure you don't get the cheap ones from a 99p store. Do not do that. Please don't. Get a decent pair of lights. Make sure they're going to last you through your ride if you're riding through darkness, which can happen obviously when you're out and about at this time of year quite quickly without you even kind of thinking about it. Already now it's getting slightly dark, and if you're out on some sort of cycle route which is not a main road, it tends not to be lit, like this one isn't. Hiya, just behind you on your left, thank you very much. Cheers. So yeah, when you're looking for lights, make sure it's appropriate to where you're riding. So get a front light that blinks and one on the back as well that blinks. Make sure you do that. But also on your left, thank you very much. But also make sure you get, if you're on a cycle route off-road which has no lighting, make sure you get a headlight. A powerful headlight, literally like a car light. It's very powerful. And you might want to invest in a camera as well, just in case if you're commuting, it can be quite useful. Because when another road user like a driver sees you with a camera, they tend to take more notice because they know they think that you're already. So that's one. The second thing, you can just capture your rides, especially when it's lovely like this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that canal water is lovely. It's like a mirror. It's beautiful. Right, so I'm getting closer to home. So in a bit I'm going to stop and turn this off. But yeah, in terms of when you're first starting out on your rides, make sure you get the right equipment and get a good bike, get a decent one, because then it will make you enjoy your rides a lot better. Oh yeah, it's going to make you enjoy your rides a lot better, help you enjoy your rides a lot better. Then you can start thinking about clothing. That stuff comes secondary to all of this that I've just explained. Clothing, to be honest, doesn't really matter. It just becomes more about, right, let me turn this around. Stop here and then I'll stop this. So yeah, it's more about comfortability then. So I'm wearing, I'm like a crad at the moment. I've got all the Lycra on today, but it's more for like streamlining and all that BS. Yeah, clothing doesn't really matter, but you want layers. So if it's a cold day like this, you want the layers. Yeah, make sure you got the layers on. Don't put some sweater, hoodie on or anything like that. have the layers, have some thin layers, multiple. I've got about, how many layers? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've got about 4 layers on right now. It's still cold. I've got gloves, my hands are frozen. But anyway, okay, guys, I'm gonna turn this off now. I don't know why I put my glove back on, but I just did, but I'll take it off again. But thanks for joining me on this ride. I haven't been out for a while actually. It's lovely, I love it. But anyway guys, peace out and keep moving. Take care, bye.